Samson and his son Ainsley are hunting alligators in the swamp. While Ainsley is urinating, taking a big old hot steamy piss, Samson falls silent, not making any sound. What has happened to Samson? Ainsley finds Samson dead before he too is killed by an unseen being of grotesque proportions. Let's check it out. Ew. So that is played by Freddy Krueger actor Robert Englund. If you didn't notice him, he likes to make cameos in horror movies. And then we get a nice old shot of all his guts just scoring out all over the swampy area. Don't see the kill though, which is, is upsetting. But let's continue. This guy gets messed up. Thrown around, arms torn off. Ooh, he gets his whole body, his whole torso just removed. Great practical effects, like I said. I'd imagine he was like buried in the dirt maybe, and then they had this fake corpse on top of him, and that's how they did it or whatever. First kill, it was off screen. You don't see much, so I'm gonna have to give this just a flesh wound. It's just a minor flesh wound. Just a minor one, It's nothing crazy. You do see a little bit. You see a lot of gore, but you don't see the gore happen, right? With the second one, though, you do see a lot more. Being thrown against a tree. Blood being left behind. His arm being torn off. Ooh. Again, thrown against another tree. Spine ripped. Blood splattered. And then his legs removed from his torso. So he won't be jogging anytime soon. You don't see the killer, which I get. They're keeping Victor Crowley in the shadows because it's the first one. But I think the second one is pretty strong. I'm gonna have to say, let's say, splatter masterpiece. I like that. I think it's good. I think that's fair. We get a lot of blood, dismemberment, blood. It's kind of funny that he's getting thrown against the trees, back and forth. Great opening kills. Well, first one, you don't see it, but great opening kills nonetheless. During a Mardi Gras celebration in New Orleans. It takes place in New Orleans. I kind of like that. It's like a different setting. A group of friends, including Ben and his best friend, Marcus, decide to go on a swamp tour. Uh-oh. They find the tour closed because the guide, Rev Zombie, was sued for negligence. Who would have thought with a name like that? Rev Zombie suggests they try a place farther down the street, owned by the inexperienced tour guide, Sean. Ben pays for himself and Marcus, and Sean leads them to his tour bus, where the other tourists, Jim and Shannon whatever. A Minnesota married couple, two models, Misty and Jenna, and their agent, Shapiro, and hot-tempered Mary Beth are waiting to go on this inexperienced tour. So guiding their boat through the swamp, they are warned to leave by a hermit named Jack Cracker, whose warnings are dismissed. In these movies, they always have that one old crazy guy saying, don't go there, you'll die. Always warning you, you're doomed. As they venture further, the boat begins to sink, which forces them to abandon it. Jim is then bitten and injured by an alligator, while Mary Beth finds an abandoned shack, which she identifies as the old Crowley house. And Mary Beth tells the story of how deformed Victor Crowley and his father, Thomas Crowley, lived in the house until Victor's accidental death, when Thomas accidentally struck Victor in the head with a hatchet while trying to free him from the house when it caught fire due to teens throwing fireworks and teasing him and, just trying to scare Victor. Now who's the one that's scared?
But Victor was pressed up against the other side trying to get out.
Kane!
And it was an accident.
That's his name.
But he hit him in the face with that hatchet before he finally died of a broken heart.
I mean, can we really count this one as a death or a kill count? I mean, I guess. I mean, you don't see it. I guess you see Crowley take a hatchet to the head, and then he just kind of fades away. because of his broken heart. Ugh. But we gotta rank it anyways, and we're just gonna go with a minor flesh wound. That's what we're doing. You know, we don't see anything much. Axe to the head, accidental. There's a fire. Nothing crazy. So we're just doing minor flesh wound. Yes, I think that's fair. You know, if I could give it a 0, I would, but we don't do that here. We gotta at least rate and give it something. Right, after Thomas eventually died, Victor is now said to roam the spooky swamp as a vengeful spirit, killing those he comes across. Now, Mary Beth warns the group that they aren't safe in the swamp because there's gators, there's bugs, there's swampy waters, there's, well, Victor Crowley. But they dismiss her story as an urban legend. Like, no, man, there can't be some weird killer living in a swamp that likes to hack people to death. That's never happened before. As Jim and Shannon approach the house, this is that married couple from Minnesota, Victor appears and kills them, causing the group to flee. Jim and Shannon, what's your fate? I mean, I know their fate. I know their fate. But do you guys know their fate? I don't know if you guys know their fate. Oh, hacked in pieces. Oh, so Jim, my dude. Oh, he lost some weight. Let's go back a little bit and talk about this death. You know, the married couple running away. Victor Crowley shows up, and Jim, sadly, is the first to go, getting split. Some great practical effects happening here. Great blood splatter. You know, everyone has their own blood formula, and the blood in this movie looks so good. And we get this cool practical effect where his body's kind of split, right? He's got his real arm over here, right? Because we're talking practical. This is not real. It's not real, all right? It's practical. And then they gave him like a fake body double covering him up here. That's why he's wearing like such a long sleeve sweater, right? And so his other arm, I'm pretty sure, is probably tucked behind. And then this is all just fake that they're chopping into. And then he gets split right down the middle. And we get a nice shot of him tearing the body off and throwing it down. They're keeping the distance so you can't tell the fakeness of it, which is great. They're using like shadows and all that, but it looks really good. So I mean, Jim, you know, I might have to. It's a tough one, you know. I like it. I'm gonna say splatter masterpiece. I like the practical effects of it. I like the hacking down the body, and then it's a masterpiece. But not quite up there, you know. It's one away. It's what? Oh, but is it Hall of Blood? I don't know. It could be, but I try and save that for like special occasions of just pure savagery. I mean, that's pretty pure savage, actually. So you know what? Maybe you know what? Okay, fine. Hall of Blood. There's so much blood. All right, we got to. There's so much blood in it. He literally cuts them in half and pulls them apart. Great kill. Great use of practical effects. It's just so brutal. I like it. Now we're moving on to the next one. His wife. Janet, show us what you got. I forgot about that one. Let's recap of what we just saw, all right? Janet literally gets split, mouth grab, split completely open. I like how you get the actor, you know, Victor Crowley, and then the actress comes up behind her and grabs her, right? And they do this nice pan of the camera around Victor Crowley, and you don't notice the cut. There's a name for it, I can't remember. Where we then get the fake Janet of the actress. It's such a smooth transition. Like, you don't catch it. I think it goes like right there. Wait, where is it? Right there. You can kind of see it, but like only if you slow it down. Oops. And then we get, oh my god. what would you call that? Like a mouth rip of some kind? Head rib? And we just see all the fleshy bits being torn open. Lots of blood. And just, we get that tongue just flopping. I'm gonna have, I mean, like, come on. Come on. It's Hall of Bloodworthy. It's Hall of Bloodworthy. Come on, man. This kill is so goddamn brutal. And it's so goddamn brutal because the use of this effect of, like, the fake dummy head. I think it's latex. Maybe it's silicone. Like, really thin, maybe it's foam latex of the dummy head. You know, very thinned out in the cheeks. And we get this cool kind of ripping effect. And then you can see that they added other pieces of, I want to say like latex to look like muscle and flesh that we get when it rips. It adds that extra nasty bit to it. And then her tongue just kind of flopping around. Definitely Hall of Bloodworthy. It's insanely brutal. It's just so good. Just so good. Do we all agree on that one? Yeah? Excellent. Jim and Shannon, well, they're on a honeymoon now to Afterlife after Victor kills him. So Shapiro, he splits from the group and, well, is killed by Victor. Then the remaining survivors decide to return to the house where they can arm themselves with some weapons. So, Shapiro, Ben Shapiro? No. Runs to the Victor Crowley. And just gets his head twisted around like a corkscrew. Oh. And just like kind of pulled off, but it's still clinging on. It's such a brutal one too, man. When the head is twisting, it's just so much fake blood just being sloshed on the trees. Some fake blood there. Get some nice squirting. And then just like someone with a bucket of blood. Because that's how much blood is coming out of this dude's neck. Twisted all the way around. Oh my god. It's a good one. It's fast though. It's fast. Don't really get to savor it too much. It's shocking. The head twisting part, it did look pretty good. Wondering how they did that. If it was like the actor in makeup or kind of looks like the actor in makeup with just, because it looks like his head's twisting, right? So I wonder if they did his makeup up to make it look like it's twisted and then just put his clothes on backwards, and then you get all this nastiness happening, right? With like two bloods going in under the makeup to cause all that blood splurting. We're gonna go full gore. 3 out of 5. It's brutal. It is bloody, but we've seen way more brutal kills this far into the kill ranking. And I think 3 is fair. Still, great use of practical effects. We do see his head get popped off as well. You know, if we're judging off those last Hall of Bloods, I feel like 3 is fair. 3 is fair? Yeah? Okay. Yeah. I feel like 3 is fair. Now, while at the house, we're continuing on after Shapiro's death. Mary Beth and Ben discover Samson and Ainsley's remains. Mary Beth reveals they were her father and brother, and she had come to the swamp to find their bodies. What the hell? Victor then ambushes the group and critically injures Jenna with a belt sander. Sean attempts to save Jenna by attacking Victor with a shovel, but sadly is dismembered and decapitated with it by Victor, and then finishes Jenna off by impaling her on the shovel. Roll the clip. Let's just fucking do it. Little belt sander. Oh, bro. Oh, man. Keep in mind, she got belt sanded. She's not dead, though. Not yet. So she's literally crawling on the ground. Her face just... You hate that? I hate that. I hate that too, man. I'm going on WCB, workplace injury. I fell into a belt sander. And then we get the other guy crawling towards her. I think he's puking because of how gross she looks. Oh! Leg dismembered. Well, head dismembered. There she is. Oh, here we go. Oh. Oh, wait, we're not done. We're still going. That's some savagery right there. Tries to grab the shovel to fight Victor Crowley. I mean, that you're not winning that battle. The bro is supernatural, superhuman strength. If we've seen, he can rip limbs off. If he wants that shovel, he's taking that shovel. And he literally does to this guy what this guy was going to try to do to him, but he does it like tenfold, man. First swings and absolutely just literally knocks his leg off. What the fuck? Just bleeding out, and then we get a good old head decapitation here, which is good. Though I think if we slow it down, we can see how fake the head is. It's only for a frame, though, you know, and it looks really good. So whoever did the sculpting on this, good job. Yeah, you know, this is a Savage Slash. You know, 2 out of 5. It's not overly gory. You know, we do get like a dismemberment of the leg. It's quick. See a bit of blood, begging for his life, and then he gets his head just blooped with the shovel. Not much gore, even though it's dismemberment. The head snapping, there was way more blood in that, and that was just the head being twisted, right? So I would have imagined there would have been more blood with dismemberment here. But I feel like Savage Slash is fair in this manner. Okay, now let's move on to the other one. Belt sanded first, right? She gets the bottom half of her face belt sanded because Victor Crowley, he's just having a good time. You know, he's like, you know what? It's a Friday. I want to shed some energy, and I got some friends coming over. I want to show him a good time, and this is what he's doing. You know, this is his good time. But that doesn't kill her. And then you can see this is pretty good. This is great makeup. You can just see like the whole lower half and like her skeleton. You know. Her mandible, just like all gross and shit, and she's like, "Fucking kill me already, please." I'm choking on my own blood over here. Picks her up like Hulk Hogan, and just slams her down on the shovel. Ooh, it's a good kill. Is it Hall of Blood worthy? I'm gonna say no, not Hall of Blood worthy. You know. Is it a splatter masterpiece or is it a gorecore? You know, it's tough. It's either 3 or 4. You gotta take the belt sander right into consideration as well, and then the clever use of the shovel. Honestly, you know, sticking the shovel in the ground and then impaling her on it. It might be controversial, but it's a splatter masterpiece. The use of like the belt sander is gross. We also get to see the cool makeup effect of the gore makeup, which was really good. The gas-powered belt sander makes it a 4. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If they didn't include belt sander for the extra brutality, then this would probably be like a Savage Slash for me, anyways. Right, just being impaled onto the shovel makes it a 4 out of 5. Metal skulls, splatter, a masterpiece. The survivors decide to lure Victor back to his house and set him on fire with the gasoline tanks in the shed. While they do this, Misty goes missing. Ben then discovers her mutilated body when Victor throws her remains at him. So this might be an off-screen kill. Okay, here we go. It's an off-screen kill. Body parts are thrown around, but you don't see any effects, no blood, no nothing. I understand sometimes you got to do an off-screen kill, but I'm not a fan of those. So this is just going to be your regular old minor flesh wound. Misty, I don't blame you, but you could have done a little bit better. Luring Victor into the house, the group ignites the tank and sets Victor on fire, but rainfall, because it rains in swamps, extinguishes the fires. Victor then goes on to kill Marcus and then chases after Ben and Mary Beth, where Ben's foot is then impaled by a pole thrown by Victor. Victor's got that sick aim, bro. Aimbot. All right, Marcus, let's see what happens. He's getting pulled out. Bear hugged. Get some blood spray. Oh shit. Oh! And just tosses his arms down on him. Gets bear hugged, crushes his ribs, brings him to his knees, rips his arms off, and then throws his arms on top of him, and then slammed against tombstones in the most embarrassing way, man. You know, it's a good kill. It's a strong kill. It's full gorecore. Not too much blood. I mean, you do see blood. It is dismemberment. We do get more dismemberment or blood with the dismemberment in this kill than, well, I guess the last dismemberment kill. Cool practical effect with the arms being pulled off. Always love that. Arm dummies. Oh, we get a nice blood spray though. We get the arms ripping off, and then we get this. Look at that. Oh, that's like just splatterhouse right there. But I feel like full gorecore. It's fair with this one, right? We get cool dismemberment, we get some cool blood, but it's definitely not up there with the splatter masterpieces or Hall of Blood. So Marcus is dead. Ben and Mary Beth, well, they run away. Victor Crowley chases after them, whereas Ben's foot is impaled by a pole thrown by Victor. Mary Beth and Ben push the pole forward, resulting in Victor to be impaled on it when he charges after them, seemingly killing him. Taking a spare boat out of the swamp, Mary Beth falls into the water and is ensnared by seaweed. She sees Ben's hand at the surface, reaches up to it, and is pulled out only to be met by Victor, who had severed Ben's arm and used it to bait Mary Beth. The film ends with Victor grabbing Mary Beth as Ben lies dying in the boat. I remember liking that character, Ben. I like that actor. And, you know, for him to just have his arm ripped off and you don't see it, or he doesn't like get a cool send off. I don't know, it's kind of like a slap in the face to me, but you know, that's just my own personal opinion on that. So that was the kill ranking for Hatchet 2006. Well, you guys enjoyed that. I do like doing kill rankings, and I wanted to bring it to stream and see how you guys enjoyed it. It was fun looking at these clips and going through them, and also discussing and looking at the practical effects.